The life of Richard Branson has always seemed larger than reality, filled with daring adventures, billion-dollar risks, and bold publicity stunts. Yet behind the familiar image of the smiling billionaire lies a collection of odd, unexpected, and sometimes astonishing facts that many people have never heard before. This documentary-style deep dive uncovers the unusual habits, strange decisions, and eccentric moments that shaped one of the most unconventional business figures in modern history. From launching companies in improbable circumstances to embracing risks that most executives would never consider, Branson's journey is filled with peculiar twists that blur the line between calculated strategy and fearless spontaneity. Rocket long before he built the global empire known as the Virgin Group, Branson's life was already marked by unconventional choices. As a teenager, he struggled academically due to dyslexia, an obstacle that might have discouraged many. Instead, he embraced creativity and independence, starting a student magazine at just 16. But even this venture came with oddities. He reportedly ran the operation from a phone booth at times, negotiating with advertisers and contributors in chaotic, improvised conditions. This unusual beginning set the tone for his future, a willingness to embrace disorder and transform it into opportunity. His early business mindset wasn't built on polished strategies, but on instinct, improvisation, and bold experimentation. One of the strangest aspects of Branson's career is his reliance on publicity stunts. While most corporate leaders avoid unnecessary attention, Branson leaned into it with enthusiasm. Whether dressing as a bride to promote airline services or performing daring balloon adventures, he consistently blurred the boundary between entrepreneur and entertainer. His transatlantic hot air balloon flights, for example, weren't just adventurous. They were risky endeavors that nearly ended in disaster. Yet these moments cemented his reputation as a fearless risk-taker. The oddity lies in how these stunts, which might seem reckless, often translated into powerful marketing campaigns, drawing global attention to his ventures without traditional advertising costs. Branson's management style also defies expectations. Unlike many billionaires who prefer structured corporate environments, he is known for operating in relaxed settings, sometimes conducting meetings barefoot or from remote island retreats. His private residence on Necker Island has hosted business negotiations, celebrity gatherings, and brainstorming sessions that feel more like vacations than corporate strategy meetings. This unconventional approach reflects his belief that creativity thrives outside rigid environments. While critics question the professionalism of such settings, supporters argue that they encourage innovation and open thinking. Another oddity in Branson's story is his willingness to enter industries where he had little prior experience. From launching Virgin Record to creating Virgin Atlantic, and later pushing into space travel with Virgin Galactic, his ventures often seemed improbable. Traditional business wisdom suggests mastering one field before expanding, yet Branson repeatedly jumped into unfamiliar territories. His strategy was simple: challenge established giant by focusing on customer experience and bold branding. This unpredictable pattern of expansion became one of his trademarks, making his career feel more like an adventurous journey than a calculated business plan. Perhaps one of the most unusual elements of Branson's personality is his comfort with failure. While many leaders avoid discussing setbacks, he openly acknowledges them. Several Virgin ventures collapsed or struggled, yet he treated these outcomes as learning experiences. This transparency is rare among billionaires, who often emphasize only success stories. Branson's openness about mistakes, combined with his humor and humility, contributed to his public image as an approachable figure despite immense wealth. His adventurous spirit extends beyond business. Branson has attempted world records, explored extreme travel experiences, and embraced challenges that seem disconnected from corporate leadership. These activities, while sometimes criticized as publicity-seeking, also reinforce his brand identity. They portrayed him as someone willing to live boldly, aligning with the adventurous image of his companies. This blending of personal daring and business promotion created a unique synergy that few entrepreneurs have replicated. Another odd characteristic is Branson's emphasis on employee happiness. While many corporations focus primarily on productivity, he frequently highlights work-life balance and workplace culture. He has advocated for flexible schedules, unlimited vacation policies, and unconventional office environments. These ideas, once considered unusual, have gradually gained acceptance in modern corporate culture. Branson's willingness to challenge traditional workplace norms demonstrates how his unconventional thinking influenced broader business trends. Even his communication style stands out. Rather than relying heavily on formal reports, Branson often prefers short notes, casual conversations, and storytelling. He believes complex ideas should be simplified, a philosophy shaped partly by his dyslexia. This approach, though unconventional, helped him connect with employees and customers alike. It also reinforces his image as a leader who values clarity and authenticity over rigid corporate language. Ultimately, the odd things you didn't know about Richard Branson reveal a man who built success not by following rules, but by rewriting them. His life is filled with unusual decisions, unexpected risks, and unconventional methods that challenge traditional ideas of leadership. Yet these very oddities became the foundation of his global influence. By embracing creativity, risk, and individuality, Branson transformed eccentricity into a powerful business strategy. His story reminds us that innovation often emerges from the unexpected. The strange habits, daring adventures, and unconventional choices that define Richard Branson are not just curiosities. They are the elements that shape one of the most fascinating entrepreneurial journeys of our time. And in the end, his legacy is not just about building companies, but about proving that sometimes the oddest paths lead to the most extraordinary destinations. What makes Richard Branson even more fascinating is the way his personal lifestyle often mirrors the unconventional philosophy behind his businesses. While many billionaires prefer privacy and structured routines, Branson embraced spontaneity and adventure. He famously conducted meetings in swimming trunks, hosted brainstorming sessions on beaches, and encouraged colleagues to think freely outside traditional office spaces. Another unusual aspect of his journey is how frequently he challenged powerful industries dominated by established giants. When he launched Virgin Atlantic, the airline market was already controlled by major global carriers. Instead of following traditional strategies, Branson focused on quirky customer experiences, introducing in-flight entertainment improvements, better service, and even humor in marketing campaigns. These unconventional ideas seemed risky, but they disrupted expectations and attracted attention. His willingness to challenge established norms demonstrated that sometimes odd ideas can reshape entire industries. Branson's adventurous spirit extended beyond business into record-breaking attempts that often seemed unrelated to entrepreneurship. His balloon expeditions, including attempts to cross oceans, placed him in dangerous situations. At times, these adventures ended in emergency landings and near disasters. Yet he continued, viewing these experiences as both personal challenges and branding opportunities. This blend of risk-taking and publicity became one of his defining traits. For Branson, adventure was not separate from business. It was part of a narrative that kept the world watching his next move. Even his communication habits were unconventional. Instead of relying heavily on lengthy emails or formal presentations, Branson preferred handwritten notes and short messages. He believed that simplicity encouraged clarity. This habit, shaped partly by his dyslexia, influenced how he ran his companies. Employees often described him as approachable, someone who valued ideas regardless of hierarchy. This informal communication style contrasted sharply with the rigid structures common in large corporations, further reinforcing his reputation as an unconventional leader. One of the oddest yet most influential aspects of Branson's philosophy is his emphasis on fun. He often stated that business should be enjoyable, not purely transactional. This idea shaped workplace cultures across many of his ventures under Virgin Group. Offices were designed to encourage creativity, and employees were encouraged to express individuality. While this approach seemed unusual at the time, it anticipated modern workplace trends that prioritize employee well-being in flexible environments. Branson also displayed a surprising willingness to publicly challenge competitors in playful ways. Whether making humorous bets or engaging in friendly rivalries, he transformed competition into entertainment. These actions attracted media attention and humanized corporate battles, making them accessible to the public. Instead of aggressive hostility, Branson often used humor, turning rivalry into storytelling. This approach helped build a relatable brand identity that stood out in the corporate world. Another lesser-known oddity is his habit of delegating responsibilities early. Unlike many founders who maintained tight control, Branson often handed leadership roles to trusted executives while he focused on vision and creativity. This allowed him to pursue new ideas continuously. It also reflected his belief that empowering others drives growth. Though unconventional, this method enabled the rapid expansion of ventures ranging from music to travel to space exploration. His involvement with Virgin Galactic demonstrated his forward-thinking mindset, pushing boundaries into commercial space travel, an idea that once seemed purely science fiction. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of Branson's story is how he embraced unpredictability. Many of his decisions appeared impulsive, yet they often opened doors to unexpected success. Whether launching new companies, attempting risky adventures, or experimenting with bold marketing, he consistently defied expectations. This unpredictability became part of his brand, keeping audiences curious about what he would do next. Ultimately, the odd things you didn't know about Richard Branson reveal more than eccentric habits. They reveal a philosophy built on courage, creativity, and willingness to challenge convention. His unusual lifestyle, daring adventures, and unconventional leadership style combined to create one of the most distinctive entrepreneurial legacies in modern history. By embracing the unexpected, Branson proved that innovation often comes from thinking differently, acting boldly, and refusing to follow the crowd. Beyond the public adventures and business milestones, another unusual dimension of Richard Branson lies in his deeply unconventional approach to risk. While most entrepreneurs carefully calculate every move, Branson often embraced uncertainty in ways that seemed almost reckless. When he invested heavily in new industries, critics frequently questioned whether he was stretching his brand too far. Yet time and again, these bold moves generated massive attention and opened doors to unexpected opportunities. His decision to expand into sectors as diverse as aviation, telecommunications, and space travel demonstrated a mindset that prioritized imagination over caution. This unpredictability made his career feel less like a structured business journey and more like a series of daring experiments. One of the strangest elements of Branson's story is his ability to turn setbacks into publicity. When challenges hit ventures under the Virgin Group, he often responded with humor and transparency. Instead of hiding failures, he discussed them openly, sometimes even joking about them in interviews. This honesty created a sense of authenticity that resonated with audiences. While other executives guarded their reputations carefully, Branson seemed comfortable acknowledging mistakes. This unusual openness turned potential embarrassment into relatable storytelling, reinforcing his image as a risk-taker who learns through experience. His personal habits also add to the list of oddities. Branson is known for maintaining an energetic lifestyle that includes early morning exercise, kite surfing, and adventurous travel, even while managing global businesses. He often claims that staying physically active fuels his creativity. This philosophy reflects his belief that leadership is not confined to boardrooms. By blending adventure with decision-making, he challenged traditional expectations of how a billionaire should behave. Another surprising aspect is his emphasis on brand personality. Branson didn't just build companies, he built experiences. Whether through the music roots of Virgin Records or the futuristic ambitions of Virgin Galactic, he infused each venture with a sense of excitement and boldness. This consistent identity made the Virgin brand instantly recognizable. The oddity lies in how he treated branding almost like storytelling, turning businesses into chapters of a larger narrative. Customers weren't just buying services, they were joining an adventure. Branson also displayed an unusual relationship with hierarchy. He often encouraged employees to challenge ideas and speak freely, regardless of their position. This flat organizational approach contrasted with traditional corporate structures. Many employees described him as approachable and informal, someone who valued creativity over strict protocol. By fostering this environment, Branson promoted innovation from all levels. While unconventional, this leadership style helped his ventures remain dynamic and adaptable. Even his marketing instincts were unconventional. Branson frequently inserted himself directly into promotional campaigns. Whether performing daring stunts or engaging in humorous rivalries, he became the face of his brand. This blurred the line between entrepreneur and celebrity. While some critics viewed it as self-promotion, others recognized it as a powerful strategy. By making himself part of the story, Branson ensured constant media attention. His personality became inseparable from his companies, creating a unique blend of business and entertainment. Perhaps the most intriguing oddity is his long-term vision. Many of Branson's ideas initially seemed unrealistic, yet he pursued them with persistence. The dream of commercial space travel, for example, sounded like science fiction, but through Virgin Galactic, he pushed forward, demonstrating his belief that innovation requires bold imagination. This willingness to chase ambitious goals defined his career and inspired others to think beyond conventional limits. In the end, the odd things you didn't know about Richard Branson reveal a leader who thrives on difference. His unusual habits, fearless risks, and unconventional thinking shaped a legacy that goes far beyond business success. By embracing creativity, humor, and adventure, he transformed eccentricity into a powerful strategy. His story proves that sometimes the most extraordinary achievements come from the most unexpected ideas, and that being different can be the greatest advantage of all. What many people find most unusual about Richard Branson is his ability to blend personal adventure with corporate ambition in a way that few leaders have ever attempted. While most executives carefully separate their public image from their business operations, Branson made himself the centerpiece of his brand. Whether he was attempting record-breaking journeys or appearing in playful publicity stunts, each move reinforced the daring personality behind the Virgin Group. This unconventional approach helped humanize a global corporation, turning it into something that felt exciting and approachable rather than distant and corporate. Another odd but revealing trait is his willingness to disrupt industries through customer-focused innovation. When he launched Virgin Atlantic, he didn't just compete on price. He focused on experience. Small details like better entertainment, improved service, and more engaging branding set the airline apart. These ideas might seem standard today, but at the time they challenged traditional norms. Branson's instinct to prioritize the passenger experience demonstrated how unconventional thinking could reshape customer expectations across entire industries. His fascination with exploration also played a significant role in shaping his public persona. Through ventures like Virgin Galactic, Branson pursued the dream of commercial space travel, a goal that sounded unrealistic when first announced. This ambition highlighted his belief that business should push boundaries rather than follow trends. The oddity lies not just in the idea itself, but in his willingness to invest time, energy, and reputation into something that carried enormous uncertainty. Yet this risk-taking mindset kept him at the forefront of innovation. Branson's leadership style remains equally unconventional. He often emphasized trust and autonomy, allowing teams to operate independently while he focused on vision and strategy. This hands-off approach contrasted sharply with traditional top-down management. Employees frequently described him as approachable and informal, someone who valued creativity over strict structure. By encouraging experimentation, he fostered an environment where new ideas could thrive. This unusual method helped his ventures adapt quickly to changing markets. Even his personal philosophy toward wealth stands out as different. Unlike many billionaires who emphasize accumulation, Branson frequently speaks about experiences, adventure, and impact. He has invested in environmental initiatives and philanthropic projects, demonstrating a broader perspective on success. This outlook reinforces his image as a leader driven not only by profit but by curiosity and